You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman filling in for Shauna Curry and Don Brubaker tonight. Cuero police are still investigating how windows were broken at several businesses. Cuero Police Chief Stephen Ellis say the damage happened over the weekend. A total of 6 businesses in the area of Church Gonzalez and Esplanade Street in downtown Cuero had windows shattered. Chief Ellis say they reviewed footage from downtown cameras and cameras at other locations, but found nothing. There are no reports of items stolen, other vandalisms, or injuries. The chiefs say they have a suspect in mind, but still have several leads to follow before making a confirmation. And if you have any information, contact Cuero Police at 361-277-3552. Local nativity collectors are hosting a Christmas in July nativity exhibit this weekend. There's over 1,000 nativity scenes that are collected and they're being displayed in Port Lavaca. A local collector decided to change things around and hold an event during the summer.
Starting to collect antiques in 2018, a local resident by the name of Veronica Kaliba says she collects antiques out of necessity and appreciates how other artists tell stories. Kaliba loves to travel all across Texas to collect many different antiques and is adamant to share her collection.
It's like a museum of nativities is what I refer to it as.
Kaliba says some of the art she collects is diverse and unique and that she only collects what feels right to her. She also encourages others to appreciate how Jesus is portrayed in a variety of ways.
The reason that we do this is because we are believers, and so we want that to be foremost.
Kaliba also wants people to know that Jesus is the reason for every season. Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
The Nativity exhibit will begin tomorrow, July 25th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and ends on Sunday, July 27th at 6 p.m. Edna ISD is inviting parents and guardians to join a virtual focus group for families of emerging bilingual students. The event, hosted by SpedTex and a partner resource network, will take place on July 29th from 12:15 to 12:45 in the afternoon. The webinar will share information on how families can access special education services, and it will be offered in both English and Spanish. Registrations is available online in both languages. Texas Health and Human Services is looking for volunteers for its foster grandparents program, which matches older adults with children who have exceptional needs. To read its full article, visit crossroadstoday.com. Now it's time to check in on our weather. Let's go to Maclovia Perez with the first look at our forecast. Max, how is this heat looking?
Well, it's looking very interesting. In fact, by tomorrow, things are going to be completely different from today. Today, it was hot, topped out at 98 degrees with a heat index of 110. But now you can see right here, everything's changing. Rain showers moving into the Houston area right about now. This whole blob of moisture will be moving into our area, giving us showers for tomorrow afternoon, Friday, and showers for Saturday as well. So all of a sudden our temperatures will come down as well. We'll be talking about how much rain we can expect coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you, Maya.
Texas Democratic lawmakers are speaking out against a Republican plan to change voting districts. The House Redistricting Committee met Thursday, but the chair said there is no new map or bill to look at yet. Governor Greg Abbott put redistricting on the special sessions agenda after the U.S. Justice Department said the current maps might break the rules. Democrats say this may be a plan to help Republicans keep control of the Texas House, but the committee chairs say there's no proof that the 2021 map breaks the law. The state Senate will hold its first redistricting meeting on Friday. State lawmakers in Texas are asking what went wrong in the field response to catastrophic flooding that killed more than 100 people on July 4th. Lawmakers met with emergency management officials Wednesday in a joint hearing filed with tough questions and emotional responses.
Are better than that, and we can do better. It's one of the deadliest floods in Texas history, and today, state lawmakers got their first chance to ask why. The answers were often hard to hear.
There is no system in place today to ensure that County Judge X or Mayor Y or Emergency Manager Z is getting the same information that we are getting from the National Weather Service.
You do see the problem with that, right?
I do.
The state's top emergency chief, Nim Kidd, says Texas does not have a central flood siren system, so there's no guarantee local officials get the same alerts as the state. Lawmakers say that gap may have cost life-saving hours, and so did the lack of a clear chain of command.
At 5:32 a.m., another rescue team arrives in Kerr County and asks, who's in command? The dispatcher team says they don't have an incident command. Can you advise who's running command? The team asks, how do you coordinate the efforts?
Then the focus shifted to local responsibility.
Who was behind the wheel in the middle of the night in Kerr County that should have been the person that was up being prepared to sound the alarm?
I cannot answer that.
The Upper Guadalupe River Authority manages the river which flooded Kerrville and has played a role in flood planning for decades.
I think anybody would have done anything in their power to prevent the devastation if it had been predicted.
After a deadly flood in 1988, the UGRA raised taxes to build a flood warning system, but years later, the system fell apart. When a recent engineering study called for a $1 million upgrade, the UGRA didn't fund it. Instead, they lowered taxes, accumulated millions in reserves, and let the system lapse.
And that's pretty de minimis to be talking about all the lives that were lost on July the 4th.
I understand.
One current UGRA board member, Dick Eastland, was also a camp owner. He died in this month's floods in Kerr County. The Houston Chronicle reports his board voted to reject a state grant just 2 years ago, a grant that could have helped fund the upgrade.
This decision is just pathetic. I don't have any other way to put it.
A former flight attendant was sentenced today for secretly filming kids on a plane. Estes Thompson who used to work for American Airlines will spend 18 and a half years in prison. He hid a phone in the airplane bathroom to record children ages 7 to 14. The case started when a 14-year-old girl found the phone. Now, some of the victims' families are suing Thompson and American Airlines. Global wrestling icon Hulk Hogan has died. WWE says Hulk Hogan died Thursday morning at the age of 71. His real name was Terry Bollea, and he had become one of the most famous wrestlers in the world in 1980s. He was known for his big personality, which helped him star in TV shows and movies. His career had some trouble too, including a steroid admission and racial comments. He also won a lawsuit after a private video of him was shared without permission. The cause of death was not shared, but emergency workers were called to his Florida home for a heart problem. Don't miss episode 14 of Let's Grow Texas Ag. Catch it on KXTS Friday at 10 o'clock p.m. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, a rare showdown at the Fed. Why President Trump confronted Jerome Powell and what he was demanding. And too much screen time could be doing more harm than you think. What a new international study says about its links to kids' mental health. President Trump signs a series of executive orders Wednesday to boost U.S. leaderships in artificial intelligence. The plan focuses on innovation, infrastructures, and making American tech the global standard. The White House says it will cut red tape, speed up permits for data centers and chip plants, and promote private sector's partnerships. It also calls for federal AI systems to be objective and free from bias. Critics say the plan lacks safeguards to protect jobs, privacy, and kids. Most of the plan could be put in place within a year. And that will lead us to your viewer poll for tonight. What concerns you most about expanding AI? Job losses, privacy, bias and fairness, or I'm not concerned? Now that it's still in the lead at 48% is privacy. And second lead is job losses. Well, we would still love to hear from you on this matter. You can just go over to our website at crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part. And thank you for participating in our viewer poll for today. Elon Musk's satellite internet service called Starlink had a big outage on Thursday. A website that tracks internet problems said the issue started around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Starlink posted on social media that it was working on a fix. After about 2.5 hours, the company said most service was back. They said the problem happened because of a failure in their computer system. And the FCC has approved an $8 billion deal to sell Paramount, the company that owns CBS, to Skydance Media. This happened right after a $16 million settlement between President Trump and CBS News over a 60-minute interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. The FCC says Skydance will make changes to CBS to show different political opinions. But one FCC member, a Democrat, voted no and said the sale could hurt press freedom. Now to a big moment at the Federal Reserve building that happened in front of a camera. President Trump pushed Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. The president suddenly shared some numbers, but Powell didn't agree with them and said no to the idea. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce with the story.
Tonight, an extraordinary scene at the Federal Reserve as President Trump ramps up his effort to pressure Fed Chair Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. Trump making a rare visit to the Fed to challenge Powell on the building's multi-billion-dollar renovation. With cameras rolling, Trump pulling out a sheet of paper, trying to surprise the Fed chair with a new price tag for the project. But Powell telling the president that number factors in construction that was completed 5 years ago.
It looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But
it's
not new.
So we're going to take a look.
But reporters then asking,
as a real estate developer, what would you do with a project manager who would be over budget?
Generally speaking, what would I do? I'd fire him.
Trump making it clear what he's really after.
Are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. But other than that, what can I tell you?
Now, Trump himself appointed Jerome Powell. Asked today why he doesn't just fire him, Trump said he doesn't think it's necessary, saying when it comes to lowering interest rates, he believes Powell is, quote, going to do the right thing. Mary Bruce, ABC News, the White House.
Now, President Trump signed a new law today that cuts $9 billion in spending. Republicans used a special budget rule to pass it without a full Senate vote. The law cuts money from foreign and programs and public broadcasting. It also made cuts recommended by a government group called DOGE. Trump also signed another law that gives people more time to file taxes if they have been affected by natural disaster. And the Trump administration has asked the Supreme Court to pause a ruling that required it to restore hundreds of millions of dollars in research grants that were abruptly canceled earlier this year. Last month, a district judge in Massachusetts ruled the National Institute of Health violated federal rule making procedures when it canceled nearly $800 million in research grants focusing on gender identity, diversity, equity, or inclusion. A federal appeal court declined to put that decision on hold. Now the administration is seeking an emergency appeal from the Supreme Court. The administration argues the grants don't align with its policy or meaningfully advance public health. New research finds that too much screen time may trigger emotional and behavioral issues in children with more.
Excessive TV watching and video game use can increase anxiety, depression, and aggression in children. That's according to a large-scale international study published in the academic journal Psychological Bulletin. On the flip side, children struggling with these issues may turn to screens to cope. The American Academy of Pediatrics offers some simple strategies parents can take to keep kids healthy in a high-tech world. Set clear, consistent limits on screen time. This helps children build healthy online habits. For toddlers, limit screen use to 1 hour per weekday and no more than 3 hours on weekends. Avoid screens in bedrooms to help promote good sleep habits. Encourage balance by reading together, playing outdoors, or sharing family activities instead of relying exclusively on screens for entertainment. With these tips, the AAP says that parents can help kids thrive online and off. With this Medical Minute, I'm Zoreen Shah.
Check your pantries. Some canned sliced pears have been recalled because they could be contaminated with high levels of heavy metal, lead, and cadmium. The 15 ounces cans of pear slices and juice were sold under the brand name Parashore. They have a best by date on February 19th of 2027. The pears were sold at grocery outlets, supermarkets across the country. So far, no illnesses have been reported. You should either throw the product out or return it to the store for a refund. And dramatic video shows a trailer being swept away by heavy floodwaters in New Mexico. The trailer smashed into 2 trees before breaking apart. The National Weather Service report the Rio, New Mexico at Hollywood was rushing 12.5 feet high due to floodings over the burn scars from last year's Salt and South Fork fires. Early this week, President Trump declared a major disaster for flooding in Lincoln counties.
Well, that's up in New Mexico. Believe it or not, Rio Doso had huge floods 2 weeks ago, and now they're getting more because of all the land that's been swept away. Back here in South Texas, we're looking at 82 right about now. Our high today, yes, you probably felt it. It was 99 degrees, and our heat index topped out at 110. Well, tomorrow it's all different. We got rain coming in. Where is it coming from? We'll have all that after this. Well, good evening, everyone. Believe it or not, tomorrow your life is completely different. Yes, today was just brutally hot, up to 99. But all of a sudden, we've got clouds rolling into the crossroads. Where are they coming from? Well, we've got this tropical system that's been crossing the Gulf for the past 4 or 5 days. It has finally gotten to Louisiana, where they're getting rain now rolling in to the Houston area, as you can see right about there. And the ridge of high pressure that was here blocking it, well, it's finally moved to the east. As a result, it's going to scoot under all that high pressure, going to be rolling into the crossroads, and tomorrow we've got a very good chance for some rain around here. Now, here's a close-up. You can see Houston, you can see Harris County, you can see the thunder showers coming out of Lake Charles. Now, for a sense, right now, this is decreasing in intensity. How may even end tonight. But that doesn't mean anything. All that tropical moisture will be over us tomorrow, and with a little bit of heating, will likely pop a shower activity around the region, including the fact that the clouds and the rain will knock our heat index down to 99, which is good for 2 days. But as you see right here, next week we'll be back into the the hot, steamy weather. All right, let's take a look at what Future Tracker says in terms of precipitation. Now, this is your going into Friday, and you can see how they start developing along the upper Texas coast. By the time we get to Saturday, we've got a pretty good chance of getting showers around here, popped by afternoon heating. And as we get into the weekend, you can see how we have a good chance of getting heavy rain along the immediate coastline, with inland areas getting something. A quarter to maybe a half an inch, depending on where you're standing. These will be slow-moving afternoon thunder showers, so they may drop heavy rains in some spots, but we've had enough dry days and not have to worry about any flooding problems. I think we're going to be okay with that. Now, here's Future Tracker. There's where the thunderstorms are now located in Harris County. You can see how we go forward in time, and we're talking about sunrise tomorrow, 6 a.m., getting close to our area, but not there just yet. And as we go forward to 9 a.m., you can see all the thunder shower activity popping south of, let's see, with Brazoria County and out into the Gulf. And then we go into Friday afternoon. Hello, look at this. Looking big, oh, look at that, looking Friday afternoon. Very good chance that we're going to get some thunderstorms around our area. And then as we go into Friday, that will decrease Friday night. And then Saturday afternoon, we're going to see a whole nother band of showers pop up over our region. So all of a sudden, our weather map is completely different. And as tropical showers roll back into our region, we've got cloudy skies early. We've got showers during the afternoon hours. Port Lavaca, you're looking for a high of about 88. In Cuero, you're going to be looking for more cloud cover and showers popping around with a high of 92 tomorrow. And here we go. We've got an alert day because tomorrow is very different from today. We had 99 steamy degrees, and now look at that, a pretty good chance for showers on Friday, especially on Saturday. And then Sunday it starts to decrease, and then all of a sudden next week we're back into the steamy stuff. So enjoy the rain for the next couple of days. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. We'd love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your cell phone. And we'll toss over to Maxwell with the Athlete of the Week.
That's right, Mac. For our Athlete of the Week, we're going to take it over there to the pool here this time around. Trying to cool off here at the hot temperature, so I'll tell you who that athlete is coming up in sports. With this crazy heat we were having here in the Cross, it's time to cool off in the pool and give our athlete of the week there to Victoria Aquatic swimmer and Bella Callis. Here's more for our athlete of the week.
Taking a dive into the pool for your athlete of the week. And at just 13 years old, Bella Callis has proven to be one of the best swimmers in all of South Texas and potentially the nation. And this whole journey started from just a simple meet with her siblings in El Campo.
Well, I started at the age of 6, and we started in El Campo for Summer League, and my sister started first, and then my mom was like, this seems kind of interesting, like maybe let's add Bella in it. And so I was like, I could barely make it across the pool, so I was just she gave me some instructions, and like I was starting to do it, and like we were joining Summer League, and so we were starting to swim at the meets. And
from that moment on, she was hooked. Fast forward to today, she is getting ready to compete in Orlando in the TAGS Swimming Championships, also known as the Texas Age Group Swimming Championship. She'll be competing in the Southern Zone Championships. But this event is all to her excitement, as the opportunity to compete and make new friends with the same passion as hers will be on display.
I'm kind of excited for this one because like I get to go make some more friends because there's new girls going, and so you can like make friends with like the girls you race against. It's really fun.
Since she started at a young age, she was able to nail the basics of swimming quite early. And now under the swim program in Victoria Aquatics Club, her swim coach, Doug Elliott, admires her desire to get better by aiming for the difficult elements of the training.
Now that she's gotten older, she just wants it to be more difficult. Every day, what are we doing today? Can it be hard? Let's work, let's work. And so she gets in there and she really does it, and she's a really great racer. So she's really developed her potential to race at some of these real high-level meets that we've been able to go to.
Wishing Bella Callis and all swimmers of the Victoria Aquatics Club the best of luck this summer in their swim program. Ray Robinson, KAVU TV 25 News Now, Sports.
For Houston fans that support the Houston Roughnecks, starting here in 2026, they will be relocated out of the city of Houston. This is a massive change as the entire USFL division there, which included the Memphis Showboats, Michigan Panthers, and the Birmingham Stallions, who won 3 championships under the USFL division, all are going to be relocated going into next season. So we're still figuring out which cities will be the new hosts going into next year. And then finally, the Houston Astros, they host the Oakland A's for game 1 of a 4-game series. And the A's, they took care of the Astros, winning 5-2. They got big production there from Nick Kurtz, hitting an RBI single there in the 3rd inning to help out the Athletics. And the Astros look to get kind of some payback there tomorrow night. They're at 7:10 p.m. out there at Dakin Park. And that's going to do it here in sports. Amaya, back to you.
Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10. We'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, LEGO is bringing back the classic Game Boy. This time, you build it yourself.
Tonight, before I disappear. Do you have your wind machine, Dior?
The United States Postal Service is celebrating the approaching 250th anniversary with a contest. 25 of its stamps is called Best Selling and Most Popular were selected by the organizations to be decided by individuals during an ongoing voting sessions. Stamps in the competition includes Bugs Bunny, Message Monster, and Mr. Rogers, and more. Voting closes September 30th. The winning stamp is expected to be announced out at the Boston 2026 World Expo in May 2026. It will be reprinted for 2026 stamp program. I need to get in that contest. Yeah. Lego, Lord have mercy, is bringing back a classic, a toy version of the original Nintendo Game Boy. The Game Boy first came out in 1989. The Lego set has 421 pieces and comes with 2 fake game cartridges. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, and Super Mario Land. You can't really play them, but you can switch the screen to show different games. The Lego is set to be available for pre-order now and will be in store October 1st. It costs $59.99.
Man.
So were you was your generation Zelda?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
For you?
Well, they had the Nintendo, and then it,
did.
upgraded to like the 2-screen Nintendo. So
Because I used to play like Nintendo, and then now we're up to Wii and
yeah, so we was in that
Xbox,
phase.
and,
I watch my kids play it, and I'm going, what are they doing?
Yeah, we was in that phase. That was our time.
That was your phase. That
Yeah.
was your time. Well, folks, tomorrow is a very different time. Today was just brutally hot. Tomorrow, clouds and showers start rolling in. Pretty excited. Some of you may need the umbrella. Some of you may just want to run around in the shower to get a little wet, because that will be one way to cool down. Best chance for rain will actually be on Saturday, so keep that in mind for your outdoor plans for the weekend.
Yes, and thank you for joining us. Join 25 News Now Sunrise with Carolina Strain and meteorologist Parker Cox at 5 a.m. Jimmy Kimmel Live starts now.